I'm going to share with you 5 mistakes I was making and I'm probably still making as a new runner. Let's get into it. Welcome to the channel, this brand new channel. This is the first video, hopefully the first of many. My name's Jay and I am a very below average runner who recently got into fitness to help with both my headspace and to sort my kind of physical side out as well and get into better shape all around. And I hope some of the stuff that we document here can help you too. There's going to be all sorts, so do get involved. Hope you enjoy this video. But I figured what better way to start than highlighting some of the mistakes that I was making as a new runner, and I am still a new runner and still making those mistakes. So let's not mess around and let's dive into it. Out for a walk, no run on the plan today, stretching the legs, and figured I'd hit you with the next tip, which is there is never ever such a thing as a bad run. Now, we've all had them, and don't get me wrong, as a new runner, I would love reasons not to go out running. Oh, I've not got the kit, the weather's not right. And no run can actually ever be a bad run. And let me explain what I mean. Every run is going to be contributing to you getting better, you reaching your goals, feeling fitter, healthier. So it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes running around the block, no matter what, every run has a purpose and is certainly useful, and you should embrace it for what it is. One thing I would say is I've had them myself. God, I've had lots of them myself, and a good example of one, I was in a really good period of my running. I was smashing PBs. I'd recently been able to run the 5K distance without stopping, and felt really good. One day I went out, probably went out a bit too fast. I'll throw the actual run on screen from Strava. Absolutely hated the run, pulled the plug 2K in, really demotivated, felt like shit, pardon my French, absolutely gutted. But you know what, the next day I got back at it, ended up having one of the best runs I've ever had, coincidentally not try and set a 5K PB, bounced back. But what I really realised, and what I think is important to remember, is that there is no such thing as a bad run, and every run is going to be improving your fitness, getting you towards your goals, and very much a good run. So keep going. Don't worry if you don't hit your distance. Don't worry if you're not feeling it. It all contributes to the bigger picture. Now, a definite mistake I made when getting into running, and one I'm still guilty of every single day, I'm going to admit, is thinking I need all the gear to run. Now, I am as much as a collector as I am a enjoyer of hobbies, and I love having all the toys, gadgets. As people who know me will know, I need all the bits, and I'm the first to put off a run if I don't have the right shoes, the right clothing, etc, etc. But you know what? What's really important to remember, all you need is a pair of trainers and the right mindset, and just get out there and do it. And some of my best runs have been the ones that I've forced myself out the door of and had excuses for. I've bought hydration vests and all sorts of fancy nutrition things, and tons of clothing, and currently fighting a trainer addiction. And don't get me wrong, I love that side of any hobby I'm a part of. But what I would say is all you need is the right mindset and just get out, because doing anything is better than doing nothing. But what I would say is, and I didn't do this, I got very lucky. I managed to go with the Vomero 18, and they have been a dream as a first trainer running for me. But do go and get your gait analysis done, get your feet checked. Don't be like me, I got lucky, but don't be an idiot. Other than that, don't need anything, just go and get stuck in. Jumping in between tips, just figured I'd give you a very quick little background about myself. Now, there's probably going to be another video. I didn't know whether to do the cliche introduction to my channel video that literally has 0 subscribers and no one is watching. But my name is Jay, I'm 39, I live in Manchester in the UK, and I'm going to be fairly open and honest with my past, because this channel is also acting as a tool for me to document myself. So September of 2024, last year, so under about 9-10 months ago at this point, certain things had happened in life, and I was at the lowest point I'd ever been. I'm not ashamed to say my mental health was at the worst it's ever been, was something I've never really suffered with before, and as you can see, which is a lot for me to share, things got fairly extreme. What I realised at that point though is I need to turn my life around. So the first couple of months focused on losing weight. I was around 110 kg. You'll see me here or here somewhere on screen, as you can see, quite the difference, which I'm very proud of. I spent the first couple of months just focusing on losing the weight. I didn't have the confidence to even get out and run. And then on March the 5th, I remember the date well, is when I logged my first activity on Strava, which was part of week 1 of Couch to 5K, which is an incredible thing. And I've not looked back since then. I've completed and graduated from Couch to 5K. Found a love for running, really enjoying the physical side. Being fully transparent, I'd done zero for probably 20 years, and I do mean zero. I've physical activity since being a teenager, but now I think I'm fitter than I've ever been. But more importantly, it's done wonders for my headspace, and I fell in love with running. And that's now why I'm also doing this. And to get some enjoyment from content creation, which I've done in other niches in the past. And do you know what? If these videos ever help anyone, then that's also a win. So let's stop me waffling on and get back to some of the mistakes I made as a new runner. Getting those morning miles in. Oh. The next one that's worth talking about, guys, and that is remembering that it's a marathon and not a sprint. Now, what I mean by that is I am guilty myself of everything I'm going to talk about today, and this isn't me being wiser than and through years of experience knowing what not to do. These are mistakes I make that I have to have a word with myself about every day. But guys, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And what I'm saying by that is it's so easy, especially when starting out, to get really kind of locked on with progression every run hitting a PB. And that you certainly feel like that's happening when you're getting new into running, and then you can hit your first kind of plateau. And as you've kind of built your core kind of aerobic base and you're getting better at running. But you know what, guys, you've got to remember that every run you do is pushing you closer to your goals. Don't beat yourself up about it, and every run that you get done is better than the one that you don't get done. So just get out and enjoy the runs. Back to it. The next mistake I made as a new runner was thinking that it was my legs that couldn't do it until I've realised that it's all up here. Now let me share with you a good example of what is a Eureka moment and something I probably want to make a video of in my new runner journey that made me realise that I can do this, and we really kind of broke down the barrier to my progression. Now, like a lot of you, I got into running via the Couch to 5K app, and when I started week one, those 60-second jogs intervals were an absolute hellish nightmare. I really struggled at first, as I'm sure a lot of you did, but progressively you do it 3 times a week, and then every week it changes a little bit. You go from 60 seconds to 90 seconds, and then you get 5 weeks in, and at that point I think you're running around 8 minutes. Those are your intervals with walking segments. I think you do 3 8 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. And then the dreaded, I believe it's week 5 run 3 comes, and all of a sudden it just goes bang, 20-minute interval. You're going to run for 20 minutes, and obviously a lot of people I see in the support groups I'm in dread that run, and I certainly was dreading it. And I think that run is actually the smartest single point of the plan, because you go out and you do it and you push yourself, and you know what, I got it done, and everyone gets there. You might need to have another go, but you get through it. And it is what you realize at the end of that run is that, you know what, the legs can do it. It's all in my head. And that specific run for me, and probably a lot of you from stuff I've seen online, is the exact moment where you realize that I can do this. And I have got the fitness and I have got the determination to run and achieve the 5K goal, which is a lot of people's kind of first goal, and really grow. So a big mistake I made was not believing in myself enough. And once I broke down that wall, I then had the confidence to go to my first park run. And I then did my first 5K without stopping. And from there, the growth has been massive. And don't get me wrong, obviously putting in the work and working on my physical fitness has been a big part of that, but I think really just unlocking that belief in myself was massive, and something I think we should all have. So that is a big mistake I made that hopefully you won't. And if you're on Couch to 5K, don't worry about that week 5 run 3, you'll smash through it. Whew, morning run in the bag. Gonna have to take a little rest, and I figure that's the perfect opportunity to discuss the next thing that I think is a huge mistake you can make as a new runner, and that is forgetting that it's fun first. And this is probably the one that I am absolutely the most guilty of. I'm famous for wanting to see progression every run, and get out, get better, get fitter, achieve new things. And look, there's plenty of time for all that, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that we realise that this is a hobby. We're doing it for fun. Don't get me wrong, we're all trying to improve our fitness, and that certainly was the reason that I got into this, but you've got to make sure you enjoy it. If that means mixing up your sessions, arranging sessions with friends, do what you need to do, but keep it varied, keep it fun, keep it different, because look, if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to get the benefits, you're not going to care about it, and you're probably going to let it go and move on to something else, or probably even go backwards. So keep it fun and make sure you're always enjoying yourself. Okay, I'm moving. Oh God. Right guys, that's it. First video in the bag. I hope you've enjoyed it. There are some things that I learned as a new runner that might help you, maybe not. Let me know in the comments below. If I missed anything obvious, or if you got anything that helped you, or things you learned as a new runner, do comment them below. Not going to be the guy who's begging, but just this once, it's the first video. Subscribe, like, share the video, all that cool stuff. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Still getting to grips with the editing and stuff, but I'll see you in the next video.